No, 5 or 10. Yeah, okay. Perfect. I had to negotiate. It's supposed to be exercise time, and I'm not stopping this. We are on the rails on my test bed. It's a Frankenstein. Can you believe that? Yes. Okay, we're on the rails. DC open frame flyer motor, flyer smoke, Rail Pro controller, a pair of buck boost converters, one at 15 volts for Rail Pro and one at 9 volts for the smoke. And I'm just going to start off. Okay? We're already running. You see here, I got the start button has already been clicked. Okay, so we're running. So may have to turn the whistle up on that. Do you see the wheels turning? Do you see a little smoke popping out? Do you hear a little chuff? Yes, you do. I think it's cinnamon sugar cookies today, and it's lovely. Yeah, baby. You know what that is. You know what's going to happen now. Flat out, babe. It's honking. Casey, he's late. He's coming in hot. I don't have the lights on. I didn't want to push my luck. I'd rather have smoke than lights, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Okay. Oh, exhilarating. I never knew so much power could come through such skinny wires. You know, we've been using these fat old wires for so long. Brakes are finally kicking in. These fat old wires, and you're just not used to it. I don't know how I'm going to connect everything with these things because they're so skinny. Oh my God. Ratcheting the brake. Shut down. All right, now, I know I haven't given you a good close-up view, so if you hang on, I'm not going to pull it down or nothing, but I will do that. I'll turn the power off so I don't hurt anything. Make sure nothing's burning up. Shut off my voltmeter. The battery's low anyway. Okay, so this is a standard tender from an Atlantic or Pacific or a 290 from the early 50s. It has holes in the sides, but it did have a link coupler. I put a knuckle coupler on it. But this one, as I showed you yesterday, has all-wheel pickup. Every wheel will pick up power right now. Okay? Well, you know, this is the right rail and this is the left rail, but you got 4 wheels on that rail, 4 wheels on that wheel. They come up here, and I'll explain it to you, and I know it's crude and rude, but they come up here and they go into this humongous rectifier, which is a converter of AC into DC. So we have AC voltage from my American Flyer transformer. AC coming to the track, to the wheels, up to these black wires, up to these leads, and into this black box. AC. Now, out the side, you see there's a red lead here, and on the other side there's some black leads. That coming out is DC, like a car battery. DC, direct current. And it goes to the inputs to these boards. I have one over here, I think. Yeah, no, yes, maybe. I did. I have a little different one, but this, there it is. This is a buck converter. This one's blue and those are red. That's the only difference. This one has a heat sink. This is the type that you get through Lynchfield Station and Jack. He has these. I just used these because I had more of them. I'll put these on other ones. Maybe the diesel. I'll put it on the diesel so you can see it. But at any rate, there's the inputs right here. So you have excuse me. You have DC coming in. This is the thing. Don't put AC on these; they'll blow up. AC has already been converted, so DC coming in, plus and minus, and the DC is marked on that chip. There's a plus and a minus, so you'll know. And you always try to put red on plus, right? So the red comes in here, black comes in here, and that's DC, but it's the track voltage. It's not really regulated other than the handle here, but we really want it up. Okay. Now on the other side, you got out and out. Now this is a positive out and that's a negative out. And what we're going to do with this thing is we have a little screw there and we turn this on and we put the meter on it and we monitor the voltage. And what I've done is the front one is for RailPro and he wants 14 to 16 volts. So I've set this one to 15 volts. When this is on, even if it's down low, it's 15 volts. If it's up high, it's 15 volts. So you can use this to run your conventional trains and you still have RailPro out there running around. Funny. Okay, now then, the back one, I've set the 9 volts and I've run it directly into the heater. From here, directly into the heater coil of the smoke, and the heater and the smoke is sitting on top of the angel hair. The angel hair is soaked with coffee, it says. All right, coffee oil, smoke oil, and when that gets hot, it builds a smoke up. Now, there's no motor here, so the engine has to be running. If you set this for a long time, you're burning up smoke and you're heating up stuff, and that's not a good thing. Okay. So there's some disadvantages to this mechanical type to the digital type, which you see here. This is a little motor. These is the inlet. This is the outlet. There's the heater in here. Same idea, except now you put this motor through a little tiny board. I have them around somewhere. Puffer board from a good guy in Indiana. Oh, gee, many. Carl Tuvison. Carl is a good guy. It's a lot like Jack. He'll help you. Anyway, Carl has a puffer board so that when you're stopped like this, the puffer board is sending 3 volts here, so it's just a trickle of smoke, but it keeps everything cool and flowing. Okay, so that's a good thing. And then when you take off, it turns into 5 volts and it's chuffing now. Okay, that's for a different system. This one is the vintage American Flyer, the way it works. And they always told us, if you're not running it on the track, don't sit it on the track with the power on, because you burn out the heater. Well, and that's true. It's a possibility, okay? So we've got the smoke getting its type of voltage, the Rail Pro getting its type of voltage. They're both getting AC through this rectifier. And the speaker, this tiny little speaker sitting there, it's not in anything. So I put the housing on it, and he says it's better. I don't know. I didn't have time to do any of the wiring at all, okay? I mean, we tested them earlier on the board, but now we're going to try to make them work, okay? And in this arrangement, the way these are set this way, this is too wide for the housing. The housing won't fit over it. It's too big. It would fit like this, but I didn't want to do that for some reason. I got a wire caught. Okay. So what happens is I'm building. Here I have one. That's what it looks like. I'm building little plastic frames that are going to hold the these boards, just like that. It's going to hold those boards. Now this frame was for a different kind of converter, so it's too small. So I have to get onto my CAD system and swell that up about 20%. And you'll see there'll be a screw hole down there and a screw hole up here. So this thing will screw to this frame. The other board will screw to this frame, and it will be sitting probably in this orientation, like if this is the engine. These will be in the back. Nah, it's just a converter. It will sit in the back, and it'll have the wires coming out. There'll be a spot for the rectifier, so that'll the rectifier will take all the inputs and convert them to DC and send them over here to these conditioners, buck boosters, and one for Rail Pro, and the Rail Pro will be sitting next to, like it is there, next to the piece. This will be more PC board looking. It's not going to look like this. This is get her done, show me something, I want to have fun, by golly, it's my train. Real stuff will look, this will be clean. Okay, nice and tidy, wires will be cut to the right length and all that good stuff, tape. So, and then the speaker, may use that speaker for now, but I may try other speakers to see, okay, it says up to 1 watt, that's pretty good power. Let's see if it can handle a diaphragm speaker with a baffle, which I like those, and they gave great sound. Let's see how that works. So there'll be some experimentation on the details of implementation, and the same as the harness. I think I'd like to either use this or come up with a tether that runs underneath, but I'm not going to run this wire between the two. I'm going to run our normal wire, which is a heavy gauge flex wire, but I think for wiring this in the tender, maybe it's okay. Everyone says it's enough. I want something a little more robust when I'm doing the connection between these two. And I've got a pile of these 290 couplers here, and it works beautifully. The bolt here, it comes up under the smoke housing. I showed you one the other day, the piece that hides this and will have smoke in it and all that. And I've been told by Jack, in the menu for lighting, there is a button that says Firebox, so you can turn on the Firebox with your remote or your simulator of the remote. So it has, I think I was doing a lot of work earlier today on the design of this whole thing, and there's 6 wiring points. He does have a chuff point. It's a yellow wire. It's still in engineering. It's not released yet, but we will eventually be able to coordinate the sound with the puff, okay? That's coming. So you saw what you saw. Can't do it again. Here comes the law. So now I'm going to have to exercise. Have a good day.